Hello, John here, and I'm at one of the most historically significant mental health hospitals in the English-speaking world, with a history of over 700 years. I'm also kicking off a revival of an old Plainly Difficult series, Strange Places. Well, it's pretty cold today, so without any more delay, let's go back to John in the studio. It is 1946, and a brilliantly atmospheric B-movie horror is released. It will go on to lose RKO money at the box offices. The movie is called Bethlem, and it is set in a fictionalised mental asylum based on one of many British society's fears. That is, going to Bethlem Hospital. The hospital would become the very name to describe madness and chaos, weaving itself into the fabric of popular culture, with countless poems, dramas and literature works inspired by the Institute. For those who entered, many never returned. The hospital represented a dumping ground for some, torture for many, and a caring institute of treatment for others. The location of this hospital would change several times. With each move, the method of treatment would also develop from essentially locking up people away for good to a more human approach to mental health. This Strange Places history spans all the way back to the Middle Ages. Today we're going to peek into Bethlem Hospital. Welcome to Strange Places, a revived Plainly Difficult series. Mental health is a story as old as time. So long as we've had brains, we've been susceptible to disease and disorder. Needless to say, the way humans have dealt with mental health conditions have varied throughout the years. Often written off, mental disorders were considered the work of the devil, and as such, those affected were ostracised. Throughout almost all of human history, we have had to ponder the question: what to do with those in society who have struggled with ailments of the mind? But although Bethlem's history is intertwined with the treatment and containment of the mentally ill, the hospital's beginnings were actually very much different. Early beginnings. Our story starts in the year 1247 in the city of London, more specifically Bishopsgate, which is around here on an ancient map. Shit. And it's kind of near the location of modern day Liverpool Street. Goffredo di Prefetti, the bishop-elect of Bethlehem, was given a piece of land for the use of collecting alms, basically money and material donations for the Crusades. It was obedient to the Church of Bethlehem, and along with taking collections, it would also house the needy. In medieval parlance, the priory would be considered a hospital, but this is pretty different from the modern interpretation of the word. It was pretty much a charity home for the poor, ill and needy. As we know, hospitals would end up focusing more on the ill as time would go on, but this period of medieval history, it was just a form of religious housing. As such, because of the affiliation, all those who stayed would have to have a yellow star sewn onto their clothes to represent the Star of Bethlehem. St Mary of Bethlehem, as it was known, would gradually lose its affiliation to the Bethlehem Order, and as such, the priory sought protection from the City of London in 1346, where the hospital became vulnerable to seizure under the reign of Edward III, where buildings owned by foreign religious organisations were ripe for the picking and reappropriation by the Crown.